She was 28, strong, and too busy selling smoked fish and groundnut oil to waste time listening to old wives' tales. Every market day, she strapped her daughter, little Zizi, to her back and made her way along the bush path to the riverside market in Akpuruka. The path twisted through thick bamboo groves, where birds whispered things only the wind understood. The villagers spoke with hushed fear about the river, but Ada was too modern, too stubborn. "It's just coincidence," she said one morning, adjusting Zizi's wrapper tightly. "Children wander off. The river doesn't have a mouth." Mama Neka spat beside the fire. "And yet, it swallows. The ones it chooses are never found." Ada laughed. "Then let it try me." That morning, as she approached the river, the breeze changed. It carried a sound, not quite human, not quite wind. Zizi shivered against her back. Ada's smile faded. But still, she stepped into the market and greeted her fellow traders. "Fine pepper. Dried catfish." She sang with her usual cheer. She didn't see the way Mama Udu's eyes followed her, the way her hands trembled. By noon, Ada turned to feed Zizi, but the baby was gone. No cry. No footstep. Only a ripple, too round, too smooth. And suddenly, Ada remembered the wind's whisper that morning. "Come." The wailing that came from Ada's throat was not human. It was deep, like something ancient had cracked open inside her. She plunged into the water with both hands, flailing, digging, searching. Her wrapper floated beside her like a ghost. "Zizi! Zizi!" she screamed, choking on muddy water. People rushed from their stalls, gasping, shouting. Mama Udu dropped her basket and grabbed Ada's shoulder. "It has happened again," she muttered. Ada's eyes were wide, wild. "What do you mean, again?" "Every market day, one child. Always near the river. Always just like this." Ada clutched the sand and stared at the water, her nails blackened from clawing. "But why? Why didn't anyone tell me it was real?" "We did," Mama Udu whispered, tears sliding down her cheeks. "But no one ever listens until the river drinks from their pot." The chief's guards arrived, followed by the village priest, Anuka. He was a tall man with a voice like thunder and beads that clacked as he walked. He bent beside Ada and placed a cowrie shell on her palm. It turned red. "The river has marked you," he said grimly. "Your child has not drowned. She has been taken." Ada looked up slowly. "Taken, where?" Anuka looked to the sky. "To a place only the guilty are allowed to see." That night, Ada sat beside the fire, shivering though the flames burned bright. Her mother sat beside her, whispering ancient songs, but nothing warmed the emptiness in her chest. "She was only 3, Ada said softly. She couldn't even say market properly." "She is not dead," the priest's voice came from the doorway. Ada looked up, eyes hollow. "Then bring her back." "It is not that simple," he said. "The river takes to remind. It takes to settle debts." "I owe no one," Ada snapped. Anuka stepped inside, his gaze serious. "Your bloodline might." Ada blinked. "What do you mean?" "There was a woman. Your grandmother's sister. She made a vow to the river, a vow she never fulfilled. Since then, the river claims a child every market day. The curse skips until it finds the one who mocks the warning." Ada clutched her chest. "And that's me." "You laughed. You challenged it. And now, the river listens." Her mother cried softly beside her. "We should have told you. But your father forbade it." Ada stood slowly. "Then I'll go to the river myself. I'll ask for her back." Anuka shook his head. "You don't ask the river. You offer." Ada returned to the river before sunrise. The mist hung like white spirits and the water glowed silver under the half-moon. She walked in barefoot, clutching a gourd of palm oil, a live hen, and a lock of Zizi's hair she found on her wrapper. "Take it," she whispered, stepping into the chill. "Take everything. Just give her back. The river stirred gently. She placed the hen into the water, it vanished without a ripple. The oil she poured danced on the surface like fire. Then, a voice rose. It wasn't spoken, it echoed inside her chest. What was stolen cannot be undone, unless you return what was hidden. Ada froze. What do you mean? I have nothing. Nothing is hidden. The river didn't answer. Then the sky split with thunder. And a woman rose from the mist. Her face looked like Ada's. But older. And very angry. Ada stumbled back, heart pounding. The figure from the river stood still, her dress dripping wet and her hair clinging to her face like vines. She had scars on her arms, and a necklace that looked just like the one Ada wore as a child. Mama. Ada whispered. The woman nodded. Not your mother. But your blood. Ada fell to her knees. Please, bring my child back. She is all I have. The woman's voice was low and hollow. Your family made a vow in exchange for wealth and land. When the time came to repay, they hid what they owed. Now the debt has returned to you. What did they owe? The woman raised a hand and pointed to the forest. There is a calabash buried beneath the old iroko tree. Dig it up. Then we speak. Then she vanished like breath in cold air. Ada stood, trembling. The forest behind the village was feared. No one went there unless they had to. But Ada didn't hesitate. She reached the ancient iroko tree just as dawn broke. The birds didn't sing. The leaves didn't move. She began to dig. Her hands bled. Her knees burned. Hours passed, and then, her fingers hit wood. A small calabash, sealed with red cloth and dried blood. She opened it, and screamed. Inside was a baby's bracelet, and a dried umbilical cord. Suddenly, memories flooded back. Stories Mama used to whisper. About a child taken, and another secretly born. Your grandmother's sister, she muttered. She gave up her baby. And they buried the truth. The river had waited. For Ada. Ada returned to the river, the calabash clutched in her arms. Her eyes were swollen but fierce. She stepped into the water again. I found it, she shouted. I know the truth now. I know the vow was broken. The river bubbled, and the mist returned. The woman reappeared. You were never meant to pay this price, she said. But you carry their silence. Ada dropped the calabash into the water. Then let it end with me. The woman stepped forward and placed a cold hand on her forehead. Ada gasped. The world spun. And then? She heard a child's cry. Ada opened her eyes to see Zizi in her arms, wet but breathing. Alive. Mama, the child whispered, confused. Ada wept so hard her bones ached. She kissed every part of her, held her close like she would never let go again. The villagers gathered as the news spread. Mama Udu wept. Even the chief knelt in the dirt. Anuka raised his hands. The curse is broken. And from that day forward, no child vanished from Akpuruka again. Years passed. The river flowed quietly. Children played on its banks once more. But Ada never went near it again. She kept Zizi close and told her everything when she turned 16. Never forget, she said. The past may sleep, but it never forgets. And every market day, Ada placed a calabash of water, cola, and palm oil by her door. Just in case the river ever remembered her name again. Watch till the end. Like, share, and subscribe to Talesbyamanda for more powerful African stories that carry mystery, lessons, and soul. And remember, sometimes silence can be more dangerous than a curse. Stay tuned for the next tale, because every story has a spirit behind it. Thanks for watching.